I'm still here.
I got you. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by UpTheWarriors.com. My name is Eddie Law. That's first of all, that's Fred Kirby with no beard. Okay, why? You didn't answer my question. Why'd you do it?
Just felt like a change. You know what I'm saying? Summer's coming up. I know it's like summer for y'all all the time, but it's snowing and shit here still, so it's about to get hot. I had to, change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm hanging tough, dude. 100 degrees in Phoenix, and I'm still rocking it.
I seen that cute little tweet that you trade me. I'll fucking trade you any day. I had snow on the ground. I would gladly trade you.
All right. Of course, out of LA, we got our boy Jesse. What's up, man?
What's up?
Right? And you know her from, if you don't follow her on Instagram already, like you tripping, like you are late already. Instagram, Twitter. Andrea, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys?
Pretty good. So what are we enjoying today? What is on the menu?
Oh my God. So I'm almost done, but I had this like coconut tofu noodles soup, huge. And then I had that one is done. It's ginger veggies with tofu. Amazing. Right here, but we're already at the hotel getting ready for wings. They're getting ready. The guys are all checking in and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we're fun. The food is amazing though. It's like right here, like half a block from the hotel. Very good. Thai food.
Yeah, there you go. I've never had any of that, but I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Oh my God. Next time you come to LA, I'll take you. It's like amazing. And it's kind of healthy, I wowould say. It's like the noodles are made from eggs. And then everything else, like that was all just veggies and tofu and ginger. So they use the actual ginger and they cook it. So it gives it like a little tingling, delicious touch. And then the noodles, they do it with coconut milk. Very cool, very delicious. And this is the tea. It's a Thai tea. Usually they have it cold, but I like it hot.
There you go.
That's it.
See, that's why I haven't eaten any of that. That sounds like a whole lot of effort. Like, I don't have.
Whatever. Just ordering, making sure it's good.
There you go. All right. So this week, obviously, you say weigh-ins are tomorrow. Obviously, Thursday weigh-ins means the fights are on Friday.
Correct.
What's the headlining event for this card here? Like the main event.
Sexy Mexi. He was gonna fight Mark Lufo Gomez from Spain, but it was just announced today. Actually, it's gonna be Jose Alday from Mexico. When they started doing it for Mark, they when he came to do the medical exams and everything, it seems that he's losing sight in one eye. So they don't allow him to fight until he needs to get surgery. He's from Spain and he actually was part of Combate in Mexico in Cancun. So I mean, he's already here, but medicals didn't approve him. He has to first get surgery and make sure he's able to see on the eye. So that's the last change as the main event. Froggy, which is a very loved fighter from Combate and from LA. He was bumped out. He was actually gonna be the closing for the undercard. Now he's gonna be the opening for the main card. So now Froggy against Rudy Morales, that he's fought also in Combate many times. Ruthless, they're gonna be opening the main event on Univision and Univision Deportes here in US. And then you can see in Mexico in Azteca, South America, ESPN Deportes.
All right. We've talked to Froggy Estrada a few times, right, Jesse?
Yeah, we've talked to Froggy, and our last guest was Henrik Wassemer, who's also on this card.
Okay.
And he's fighting. And
he's
the other
fighting Mike Regis. They opened the card. They opened the undercard. They actually opened the event. Right.
And the other change that was Amanda Serrano, who's the 5-division boxing champion, making her debut. For Combate America. She got a new opponent as well, Corina Herrera. Her previous opponent couldn't get a visa to come here, so they had to switch that up. As usual, guys. As usual, guys. MMA, it's like last minute changes always happening, but it seems like Combate has really figured it out. And you look at these guys up and down, this whole card. it's still going to be a banger of a fight card. I was looking up everybody that was on here, and Corina Herrera actually has fought Zoila Frosto, who is, you know, to a lot of people that are in the know, is one of the top atom weight fighters in the world. You know, she's kind of been away from the sport, but she was by far one of the best fighters out there. So to have a fight against someone of that high level, you know, it is always a good thing. You know, as Andrea Kaya mentioned, Jose replacing in the main event, you know, a 10-3 fighter. You know, these guys are really, really, you know, coming to put on a show. And again, Combate Americas is always trying to put on great shows for everybody. So whoever's in LA, you know, come on through, because these are going to be some good fights on Friday.
They are, yeah. I'm really looking forward. We have great fighters, as we know, like John Castañeda and Froggy, Ruthless. They're always trying to put on a show. They're known for the knockouts and trying to finish always their fights. So that's really exciting. You know, Combate, it's known because most of our fighters, most of our cards are usually end most of we have a really high percentage in either submissions or knockouts. That's why, you know, people love what we're doing. We're on big networks and you know, just opening doors everywhere. And we're very excited. We have, you know, back to back. We have 4 cards back to back. We have this one on the 13th. Then we're going to be in Mexico on the 20th. We'll be back May 11th in Sacramento. And then I think it's May 20. Is it 28th? That I don't know. It's going to be in Tijuana. I'm not 100% on that, but I know it's May, by the end of May 2020. It's probably the last Friday of May in Tijuana. So it's really exciting, back-to-back cards, you know, amazing events. We're having fighters from all over, from Guatemala, Mexico. Well, we had one from Spain. So it's really exciting. Puerto Rico, Amanda comes from Puerto Rico. She's a very known boxer in Puerto Rico. So, you know, we know that then the girls usually deliver. So this is going to be very exciting. Amanda, you know, like Jesse was saying, very known and for her boxing, and now she's doing her debut in MMA here in Combate America. So we're very excited.
As far as Amanda Serrano, because that's to me, that's like the one fight I really want to see is Amanda Serrano fight, because she, if you've seen her box, she is feisty and she is fast and quick. How excited? Like, what's the feeling like around her fight, her debut?
Well, we're very excited, you know, always having a champion, a boxer moving to MMA. It's always really exciting. We always look to see what they bring on the ground, but we know that most of them have the power in their hands. So they're looking for that knockout. We know that their movement is going to be great. They're very, very fast. They're going to be in flyweight. So 125 is going to be a great division, because we know that at that division, we start seeing knockouts, and it's not, you know, atom weights where they're so light. These are 125. They have a lot of power. And Amanda is known for her power. You know, she's really fast. She has an amazing technique in boxing. So I think we all look forward to that type of fighters when we look at a card, right?
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. No, when I heard her name, I was excited because she is. I want to say she's like a multi-division boxing, like 5-division champion in boxing, WBO. Right. And she's light. And the fact that she's light makes her so quick. And every time she hits girls, it looks like a sting every time she hits them. So I saw her name. I was like, all right. Her sister's no punk either. Any word on Cindy ever fighting MMA?
Well, we don't know yet. Of course, Combate would love to have both of the sisters. Right now, it's Amanda. I think they're just so they can, you know, they like to support each other during their training camps and stuff. So I think that it's a process, and I think Amanda is the one starting right now, and we're gonna see what happens.
All right,
maybe we'll have both in Combate.
So then that'd be cool, right? To get both of our sisters on a card, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I don't think that's happened that has happened in women's, not in women's.
Well, right? I don't think we've ever had women and in the same class division. So that would be one of a kind. I don't think they should be on the same weight class, just because I don't think you want to fight your sister. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a division of females. Most of our females, even though are atom weight, you know, we know most of our fighters are known for being atom weights, being small, quick. We're trying to build that division, but now with Amanda, I'm pretty sure that we're going to start signing 125s and make sure that we can also build that division.
And you know what's the great thing about Combates, if you guys haven't been kind of paying attention to them, is they're signing really good talent. Like we were talking about Amanda Serrano, the headliner for Combates Estrellas that's going to be in Mexico. They have Goyito Perez, a guy that was on a good streak in the UFC and decided to walk away from the UFC and come to Combate America. But you know, one of those guys that decided to find success somewhere else. And, you know, really exciting to see that, you know, Combate Americas is attempting to sign a bunch of these, you know, great fighters, Mexican fighters, you know, Latin fighters, and just fighters that Combate Americas can actually, like, promote better. Because as we saw, you know, in the UFC, it's such a big roster, you kind of can't get, you know, some of these guys their proper dues. But, you know, Combate Americas is doing it big with Goyito Perez. Anybody else you guys have kind of looking out for that you might be wanting to sign, someone, you know, internationally that nobody is kind of looking at or paying attention to?
Actually, right now we have a scouting team that has been in Argentina, Colombia, Brazil. They're looking for new talent. Or not really new talent because we're pro already, but that talent that hasn't been scouted, like you said, and they're trying to sign this type of fighters that are really excited on, you know, especially in striking. We love our strikers because it makes everything so you know, so exciting. And I think that's one of the things of Latinos. You know, we come from boxing. We love boxing, and so a lot of our guys, we know that they're stand-up, they're strikers, and they like the knockout more than the ground. So I think that's something that makes us very different as well. We are the first U.S. promotion looking for and growing the Latin fighters, and we look for that type of talent that we know that has an amazing future, that are very exciting, that look for that knockout, that, you know, like Rudy Morales, like he's always there. Like right now, he stood up, you know, he last minute, anytime they call him, he's ready to fight. So we have really, really strong and exciting fighters as part of Combate America. And I think that's what makes us different, stand out, besides just having, you know, Latinos.
Fred, you got a question?
Yeah, I do got a question. I'm just kind of wondering, like, what is the long-term goal for Combates America? Is it to be like, you know what I'm saying, like a Bellator-esque rival to the UFC? Or would you guys like to be like on Fight Pass? Or what do you do, like, as Combates grows in popularity and your champions hypothetically would want to move to the UFC, like Bellator or any other star division? Like, how would you guys deal with that, or what's the plan?
No, actually, I don't know if you remember, we were already on Fight Pass, and we decided not to renew because we were doing so well. We are very big networks. We're on Azteca TV, the #2 network in Mexico. In US, we're on Univision, the #1 network for the Spanish community in US. We're in ESPN Deportes South America. We're on Gold TV in Spain. We're in Canada. Right now, we're everywhere that it's Spanish-speaking country. You can pretty much find information about Combate America. So I think we're trying to build our own promotion, have great fighters, and be able to just, you know, grow as a promotion and be able to just grow and take over. And we did a championship last year in Cancun. I don't know if you remember. So John Castañeda was part of it, and a lot of these guys. And we did multiple fights a night. So it was a championship. And it was, you know, it does great. We do it outside because, as you know, those type of events, that multiple fights can be done in US, but people love it, and we're doing amazing, and we're growing incredibly. Our numbers are great. Like if you see our numbers in Mexico, in US, our broadcastings, our numbers are huge, better than US, better than UFC in Mexico. So we're very excited because in Mexico, the way we're growing, it's so exponential that we have been able to get better numbers than what UFC does when they go to Mexico.
So you guys are completely content just riding your own wave then. Y'all don't even really give a shit what the UFC are doing because y'all feel like you have a bigger footprint in your own on your own home turf anyways.
Correct. We have our own investors. We have our own networks. We're doing something that has never been done before. We don't need them. That's why we did it. Our goal is not to grow and have our talent go there. We're not building our talent to be scouted by other promotions. We have great investors. We're paying our fighters really well. We treat them amazing. Fighters love combate. They don't want to be anywhere else. So it's we're building our own thing. And Campbell, as you know, he has such a history behind MMA that he's able to do this and much more. So I'm pretty sure you're going to see a lot of stuff of combate, not only in Latin countries, but also I think we might see more than just the Hispanic community as part of combate.
Okay. So just to
this is my dog.
So yeah, that's. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm really curious. Would Combate be interested then in picking up like UFC or Bellator, like fallouts? Like if they got some star power, then Combate would be interested in grabbing them.
I think the only like Ojito, he wasn't a fallout. He actually decided to just sign with Combate and not continue with UFC, and that's what we're looking for. Talent that want, we're not looking to get those that just fall out and don't have a place to go. We actually have fighters that are looking from other promotions, not only UFC, that want to be part of Combate because of the way that we treat them and what they're getting paid and the way the promotion is growing, the exposure they get, the PR that they're getting. It's great. Even if they're not on the main card, they're still getting great publicity. So that's something that fighters need, because the sponsorships and everything, that's what they're looking for. And I think that's what they're getting from Combate, and they love it. Univision is giving us great support. Ojito was doing a tour. He was in Miami with Alberto Del Rio, El Patron. He was there, and they've been doing a lot of promotion. We were in most of their shows, all the sports shows. We're going to be in Univision and Univision Deportes. We're going to be in two huge networks here in the United States that it's you can see them in any cable nationally. So it's huge. And it's free.
And you have to think, Fred. You have to think. There are certain markets that the UFC has kind of pulled back from, as we've noticed. And the interesting thing is, I was talking to Campbell, I think, during the last event that they had in LA, and he said that he saw that hole that the UFC was not filling anymore. They attempted to go to Mexico. They attempted to be in Latin America. They didn't have that support, because they're basically outsiders. They were bringing Kane, a guy that doesn't really speak Spanish. Campbell was able to get guys that are from Mexico, that are born and raised in Mexico, guys that really represent Mexico itself, and they were able to really build this homegrown thing, kind of like ONE FC over in Asia.
Right.
That's what it seems like Campbell was getting at when I was talking to him. Like, he sees the gap in Latin America, and he sees that potential, because like as Andrea was saying, Mexicans, we like fights, man. We like slobber knocker fights, and when it happens like that, and that's like that's a thing that we get, then that's what we back. Especially if it's one of our guys, a true Mexican guy, just putting it out there and really slugging it out. But I gotta say, before we move on, Andrea, you gotta plug your little companion there. He's got an Instagram, right? He's got an Instagram, and he's pretty popular on Instagram as well.
Yes. She has her own Instagram, and she's been getting attention. People love her. She's just a very special little girl. So yeah, she's something different. And right now, I don't know, she's usually very quiet, but today, like just now, I guess she sees me work and she's like, "Mom, why are you working here? We're supposed to be in the room." So I don't know. She's usually amazing, but I don't know what. Princess, say hi. Say hi, right here. Say hi.
Yeah, she's looking around like, you didn't tell me it was gonna be on camera. Come on now.
I'm like, hi where?
Yeah, I'm not prepared for this. No, that's cool.
Yes, right. No, it's really funny. She actually has done a couple of commercials and stuff, so she's returning the favor I've done of taking good care of her, just paying the bills.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Just real quick before we let you go, your thoughts on just overall where the Latino market is heading for MMA? I mean, because boxing is king right now, right? For now, though, because it seems like it's starting to turn a little bit. What are your thoughts on that?
So I think actually Latino America, when you see the numbers, it's crazy the amount of people that is actually tuning in to watch this fight. And what I love is that we're very loyal to our people. So we just support whoever is fighting. If we know, if it's Mexicans or Puerto Ricans or Colombians, you're going to try to support your blood. So I think that's what's making the difference. We're very loyal. And it's, there's a lot of countries that don't have that big of a talent, right? They're not very known. So they get excited just by hearing like, oh, you have a Colombian fighting on the card, or you have an Argentinian fighting on the card, because you don't have that many that represent all these countries in the cage, in La Jaula. So I think that's actually where I think we still have a great time. We're in the perfect timing to keep the sport growing when it comes to that market, because it's so new. If you see the way they train, even though they're growing faster, just because, of course, they have the influence of all this of US and Europe and stuff, I feel that we're having the chance to grow, but we still have a very big target to grow to. So I don't feel that, it started to slow. I'm actually feeling that it's starting to grow for these countries. And we see it even on the networks when we're able to show the numbers that we're making in the other networks. And they get excited because they see that, wow, every show you get more and more people. So, to tune in and to just support. So that's why we're looking into expanding to other countries to be able to go and do our live shows there, not only Mexico and US. And we keep like our recruiting team. It's, they've been putting a huge effort into finding great talent and just from all over. From, like I was saying, they were just in Argentina, they were in Colombia, they were in Brazil. So it's amazing. And we're very excited to see. And like you see, in two months, we're going to put 4 events. And the idea is to be able to have more and more events for these guys and do it in different countries. So we're very excited about it. Yeah.
Sounds good. You want to plug in, where can people find you on Instagram and Twitter and all that?
They can find Andrea Calle TV everywhere, the same social media hashtag. And if they want more info, just andreacalle.com. That's my website. They can follow my blog, everything from there, all my social media. I'm great in replying on social media. So if they message me, DM me or anything, I will get back to them as soon as I can. But usually I'm very good at that. And I'm easy to find. So I'm excited, to be part of the sport and to help it grow and all these interviews. Thank you guys always for the support. Like you said, you interviewed Campbell, you've had Froggy, you have, we really appreciate the support of the media. You guys are really what make it grow. If you are not covering the sport, it's really hard for the sport to grow and for these guys to be known. So, every single interview that you offer us and anybody, just in MMA, it makes a huge difference. And we really, really appreciate it.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time greatly. Take care. I'm glad you enjoyed dinner and everything. I'll try to remember what that stuff was called, and I'll give it a shot next time. But
just go to a Thai restaurant and you'll love it. They have great, healthy food.
All right. I'll give it a shot. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Andrea Calle from Combate Americas. That is Combate Estrellas 1 going down this Friday. If you're in Cali and you want to see some actual fights, especially if you complain about ground game stuff, you want to see people just trying to knock chicks' heads off, that's the card. Especially with Amanda Serrano, she's going to be trying to knock chicks out.
You know, I thought they was on Fight Pass for a minute. That's why after she said that, I was like, okay, yo, what is their strategy? That's interesting that she said that they're not really trying to play ball with the UFC and they kind of want to be low key a competitor.
You got to think about it. Every time you talk to Campbell, you know, anybody brings up UFC to Campbell, his first response is, "Can I cuss?" And then his next response is, "Fuck the UFC." You know. He started the UFC. He was a big part of at the beginning, but the way he sees that they have kind of ushered the sport into a new era, he doesn't like it, and he feels like he can do something better with Combate America. So, you know, that's why, you know, bringing up the UFC to Campbell is just not a good idea usually.
Yeah, I walked right into that one, Jack. I didn't know. I'm like, so I had a couple more questions, but I could tell by her tone. I'm like, all right, you know what? I get the gist. I see where we're headed with this. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. Like, I remember that story. That was actually a story. That people were like, because I was saying Combates off Fight Pass, and people were just like, what the fuck happened, right? And then someone actually wrote a story on it. So I remember talking to that person about it on DM, and they were like, yeah. They're kind of gambling on themselves. They think they could do better than the Fight Pass. I'm like, fucking gangster, go get it. Fuck it. So
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna bullshit y'all, and I did not want to press the pretty lady on it. But as the fucking promotion grows and those champions grow with popularity, y'all already know what time it is. I mean, I didn't want to start no arguments with our guests, but like, that is going to happen. And if they have a breakout star, the UFC is going to start throwing bags of money at that cat.
They're going to come get him.
It's going to get thick then, or they're going to try to. I mean, listen, motherfuckers could have integrity. And if you getting paid, look, Fedor did it.
Yeah.
It's possible. If you getting paid good enough, fucking, what's that fucking ugly prick's name? Ben Askren. He did it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can fucking do it, man. But, you know, money talks, bullshit walks. How many?
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, how many people will have the integrity to be sought after by the UFC, but turn them down and stay where they're at? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the interesting thing, because the guy that's headlining Combate Estrellas on Friday, John Castaneda, he actually tried out for the UFC's Contender Series, and he was on there. I think he lost a split decision in the end, but you know, he was there. He was attempting to get into the UFC, you know. So like Fred says, I mean, some of these guys, they definitely want to be, you know, in that big show, and it's just up to the promotion itself to kind of take care of them and really do right by them. And you know, if they stay and they continue on, then that's when we'll know that the Combate is really, you know, doing them right, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, let's move on here to everything else, I guess. Real quick, there was a thing. It was an article. It was like a little. It was basically a fucking article from TerezOwens.com talking about.
Oh man, get the fuck out of here!
Listen, hear it out. You gotta hear it out. You gotta hear it out. You gotta hear it out. We gotta talk about it a little bit.
It's a democracy.
All right, go ahead.
No, we gotta talk about it a little bit. No, because this is what I want to say. I first saw it and I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of good ideas in there, but it sounds like bullshit, right? The article said we have, you know, our great source, meaning one source, usually means it's bullshit too, all right? So I just want to say out there, tell everybody out there, it has not been confirmed by anybody. Nobody's confirmed this shit.
Yeah, this is the biggest rumor of the rumor mills.
Right.
Did you see where the rumor originated, by the way? They traced it back to where it came from?
It's like a fucking forum or something, right?
Yeah, it was on the underground in a forum somewhere.
That's where it came from?
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Jesus
I mean, listen, who knows? Watch it turn out to be true. But I mean, I think there's one big detail that sinks this whole thing for me. Go ahead and read it, Eddie. But there's one thing that makes me completely not believe this. One detail of it.
Wait, go ahead.
The exclusive fighters, right?
That makes no sense.
Yeah. Okay. So in a nutshell, what Eddie's talking about, in case anybody missed it, some kind of goofy rumor came out today that ESPN and NBC, correct?
Yeah, NBC.
That they were going to do like everybody knows that the UFC is looking for a TV deal now. Rumors came out that ESPN and NBC were going to do a joint thing with the UFC. 6 pay-per-views a year, Fight Pass shit's getting pushed to those two outlets, blah, blah, blah. But the big thing was they were saying that both of those networks would have exclusive rights to certain fighters. So that means like DC is basically what boxing did with Showtime and HBO.
Right.
Everybody understands that model, which who in the fuck would think that's a good idea?
Right.
Wait. If we're following the model, look at WWE. Wrestling, they have SmackDown and they have Raw. I don't know. It might have changed by now. This is how long ago I was watching it. But back in the day, that's what they had, where they had two rosters, two different general managers or whatever, two different, like, basically presentations of the same product.
Jesse,
some guys would bounce back and forth, but it. Okay, go ahead, Fred.
I'm about to blow your mind. Okay, get ready for this.
Do it.
The WWE is fake. Yeah. No shit, man. Me too. But yeah, it's not real. So that shit does not fuck like you. It's not the same thing, man. The last thing we need, the only way shit like that works is if you give weight divisions
right
to certain networks. You don't want fucking DC on ESPN and Gus on NBC.
Yeah, that'd be.
I mean, unless okay. So here's the deal. Let me think about this for a moment, though. They said 6 pay-per-views a year, right?
Right. Let me read. Yeah. So
maybe that's where they bring the guys together. That might be kind of cool. So they fight, on their own little platform.
All right. So wait, let me just read it real quick because it's very short. Okay. Is that TerezOwens.com, which is a fucking rumor page to fucking begin with. Okay. It's per our great source. This deal is worth a total of $320 million a year, $160 million a year each. ESPN and NBC to pay for production, which apparently is what the UFC's wanted to do. They don't want to pay for production anymore, but whatever. But ESPN and NBC to pay for production. Current deal, UFC pays for production with their deal with Fox. ESPN and NBC will also have streaming rights, and the Fight Pass premium is moving to their streaming platforms. There goes fucking Fight Pass. I think a big chunk of it. Contender Series to replace Tough. I wouldn't be against that. Each network gets 1 season per year. That'd be great. Pay-per-views reduced to 6 a year. New weight classes. This is what got me. New weight classes to be added to help fill their increased fight nights. So, men 165 and female 105. Get the fuck out of here. They're not going to do that.
Whatever.
They've been trying to get that done. At least 165.
Who cares?
Yeah. Each network will have exclusive rights to certain fighters, similar to how HBO and Showtime have their own boxers, which they develop and build outside of pay-per-view. Remember, you heard it here first. Terez Owens.
I gotta say, adding that little perk there at the end, outside of pay-per-view, that's cute. That does give it a little bit of a coming together of a type deal. You know what I mean? Like ESPN, but I still don't know. It still seems a little weird that they would give exclusive rights to certain fighters. That seems fucking odd. And it does seem a bit, to your point, Jesse, it does seem a bit WWF-ish. Like, this is the ESPN roster of UFC guys, and who the fuck is NBC anyways? They're like the fucking Reebok of cable companies.
But NBC still has a bunch of programs that a lot of people, watch. But Fred,
like
look,
what?
I get what you're saying, but like you have to think about it this way. The WWE also first started a streaming network. They've done a lot of things that eventually works. It kind of doesn't work out at the beginning, but they make it work. Now, this is all rumors and whatever, but what I was saying is that the WWE did that exactly. They split the roster in half, basically, and for their big events, they put everybody together, okay? And, what you're saying is exactly what the WWE did, So basically, you get, some great fighters to be on NBC, you get other fighters to be on ESPN, and both channels benefit from that. Although, with the WWE, I think if I remember correctly, it was all on the same channel or something, or maybe it was on different channels as well. But either way, it's like what it sounds like is that they're trying to do something to get more events on our TV, correct? Right. So is that something we can all agree that is a good thing? I mean, 6 pay-per-views a year, man, my pocketbook would be happy with that. I don't know about you, Fred.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm down with that, but I don't know if I hate the idea of exclusive fighters for exclusive channels. That still rubs me the wrong way.
What about if they're doing exclusive fighters? Think of somebody like Ray Borg or the lower rank guys that people don't know of, and that's where they get built up. You get to watch them on ESPN. Kind of headline a card over there, and then eventually you see them on a pay-per-view.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't even think it would be that. If you only get 6 pay-per-views a year, I'm assuming that the pay-per-views are going to be fucking stacked
right
to the tits, and that you're going to see stars, quote unquote, all over ESPN and NBC. I still just think giving each channel a list of guys is strange.
Yeah,
maybe it'll work out in the long run. At first, I hated it, but now that I was thinking, like, the idea of them being able to come together on pay-per-view makes a little sense, I guess. It gives a weird type of team rivalry. I don't know how I feel about it. I could see where it would be hated, but then I can see how it might be intriguing. You definitely want to see them be able to fight, though. You don't want to split them up and then those guys never be able to fight each other. That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, you're just asking for a problem, obviously.
But if they can meet on pay-per-view once every couple months, then fuck it.
So 6 pay-per-views is a pay-per-view every 2 months. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. So, I mean, for sure the price will go up to like $80 or something, but still, it might be worth it depending on what you got in the card.
Still be a lot cheaper than we pay now.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
And imagine, like, can you imagine how much their production cost is? Because remember, I think we talked about, what was it? The Combat League. What was it called before? World Series.
Right.
World Series Fighting, if you remember, they were like over $1 million in production costs, and they were barely making like 500,000-600,000 like back in revenue, which we were all wondering like, how the hell is that working out? Somebody was squiggling some zeros here and there or erasing some stuff to make it all work. But so the UFC's production cost is probably through the roof. Right. The only thing that makes me weird about that is that the UFC was never into giving away their production costs because they own the rights to that. Once they give away the production costs and someone else producing it, they lose.
Yeah.
So that could be something that doesn't sound right. But Endeavor, that's always the key thing, right?
Yeah, you know what? But it's like, but Endeavor and whatever is going to be the same thing as when people say, well, fucking Bellator's got who do they have again? Viacom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Viacom, that hasn't worked out very well for Bellator either. So, yeah. So that's what they think about. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a fucking rumor that apparently came from the underground. 90% of the shit sent on the underground is bullshit. Okay. So calm your tits. Anyway.
Well, how about this? What if it's like Dana White? Just trying to really screw over like an Ariel Helwani or something, just goes down there, makes an anonymous little account, type something out just to piss people off.
If anything, I could see somebody leaking that just to see what public perception is going to be.
That's true.
Like leak it and just be like, let's see what people say. And if people are like, hey man, this ain't such a bad idea, be like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. Like motherfuckers acting like it was such a, and if everybody comes out and we're like, fuck that would be blah 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 blah. It'd be, what I'm saying, just kind of test the waters. So
if I'm Dana White and I want to piss off Ariel Helwani, I call Brett Okamoto and get him the exclusive.
If I'm Dana White, Ariel who?
Exactly. I'm saying, if you want to piss off Ariel Helwani, you call Brett Okamoto. You know how salty that guy is? Like, and he plays it up like, oh no, Brett does great work. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bitch. We fucking know that you had a little mole and that mole's gone.
Ariel,
AKA Brendan Schaub, is gone from the UFC, so he ain't giving you no more info, bitch. Like,
well, how about this? I think one of the listeners, what is it, Alex? What's her last name? Eddie, you're good at saying her last name.
Alex who?
Scaffoldi? What is it?
Oh, I gotta read it. Hold up. I know you're talking about. Yeah, what'd she say?
Okay, so she posted something on Twitter right before we were coming on. I think I was looking on. There you go. Something to do with Ariel Helwani always having our good buddy Ali Abdelaziz on, and basically giving him a platform to be just a total a-hole, right? And I don't know if you could go back and look at that timeline, but it's just terrible that a guy like Ariel Helwani, that is quote unquote our best journalist, allows a guy like Ali to be on his platform and, you know, kind of perpetuate, you know, the kind of crap that he perpetuates, you know, just because he wants to get the fighters that he manages to be on his show. So just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know if you could.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, Ariel Helwani is like a long-term side chick that got kicked to the curb. You know what I'm saying? Like DW used to fuck with him a little bit, then he kind of kicked him to the curb, and he just took his little bit of fame he got from DW and ran with it.
Yeah, right. It's like Dave Chappelle has this joke about Monica Lewinsky. It's like suck my dick is a feature in it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. What the fuck? And then like, you know what I'm saying? Like he just started telling a little bit too much info about Dana, and Dana had to fire his ass, Jack. He thought that Brock Lesnar shit was funny. It ain't so funny, is it, Ariel?
All right, not anymore. Real quick, and I guess saw this on Alex's Twitter account. She retweeted, "It's official, Triple G won't be fighting in Vegas on May 5th, per Bob Bennett of Nevada State Athletic Commission." Well, thanks a lot, Canelo, you fuck.
Yep.
Anyway,
that's what happens when you cheat.
On the YouTube comments here, just catching up. Relax. Anyway, but
those Mexican cows will get you, Fred. They'll get you.
They will get you, man. They will get you caught. Unfortunately. Anyway, shout out to Uncle Hank, Raiders in the comments, Gary Costin saying Black Spider-Man checking in. What up? And then Jeremiah from the Hardcore MMA show says, I see Fred is shaved, looking like a baby back biatch.
Man,
damn.
Did y'all not see that fucking Latin broad that we had at the beginning of the show?
Yeah,
y'all talking about me shaving? Did y'all miss that? There's no comments in the section about that fucking chick being on.
Whatever. Apparently, if we go out to LA, man, we get the invite to go to eat Thai food. Where the fuck that is? Never had it, but I'll try it.
Eddie, I wasn't gonna clown you in front of our guests. You sound like a Neanderthal, dude.
Why?
I ain't never heard of Thai food.
No, I've heard of it. I never had it. I didn't know it was tofu. No, legit. I never had it.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Eddie, don't worry. After the show, I'm gonna give you a little culture, son. Jesus Christ.
Dude, whatever. I work too. I don't know.
Like a Mexican Trump voter or some shit.
What the fuck does that mean?
Never had Thai food. What the fuck does that mean?
I've had Indian food, I've Vietnamese food, never had Thai food. All right, shit.
All right, Bubba Gub. Let's talk to. We haven't even talked 223, have we?
Not yet, man. So, fuck it. This is yeah. Khabib Nurmagomedov is your lightweight champion after 5 rounds with Ali Quinta. Fred, your thoughts on Rogan's commentary aside? Because I think people just have to stick up their ass about that. Rogan's commentary aside, were you as critical of his striking as a lot of other people were?
No, not really. I mean, look, man, Khabib's not a fucking striker. Right. Like, what are you going to do? Hold it against him? He's the best fucking grappler in the UFC. So what are we going to do? Judge his hands? I mean, fucking Al Iaquinta can crack. He's got good hands. I mean, what do you want from me? Listen, was I slightly underwhelmed with Khabib's performance? You betcha. Cue the fucking, I'm not impressed by George. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't terribly impressed. It was a very good performance, but when your expectations are so high for somebody like Khabib, and then he gets, you know, it was a bad spot to be in, right? He gets the fucking what rank was Al? 9 or 10? 11, which doesn't really justify how good he is.
Right.
You know, it's a surprise on Khabib too. He had a lot of shit stacked against him. It was hard to look impressive. He didn't get the finish. But all that being said, he jabbed the fuck out of him. He was able to strike with Al. He got caught a couple times. I mean, I thought it was kind of the perfect fight, man, because now it sets up the perfect fight with McGregor. Khabib still dominated. He got a couple 10-8 rounds, but he did get cracked enough times that if you're a McGregor fan, you can look at that fight and be like, yo, we can exploit this guy. And if you're a Khabib fan, you can be like, shit, we did our thing. You know what I'm saying? We'll do what we did in the first round to Al. We'll do that all 5 rounds to Conor, and he won't even make it past the 3rd because he'll quit.
Yeah, what do you think there, Jesse?
All right. So first off, anybody that lives in San Francisco, you guys need to tell me where the hell you guys watch fights at bars, because well, I was outside of San Francisco and I went to 3 different places and none of those places were showing it. So
yep, same here.
Screw you guys. Anyway, besides that, I got to see highlights of everything, and I'm with Fred. I mean, you have a guy who's a specialist, basically. He's one of the most high-level specialists in taking you down and beating the crap out of you and then telling you, hey, man, you just got to quit. I fight for title. You know this, blah, blah, blah. So if he chooses to show some striking, good. I mean, it just shows that he's capable enough to do things, even if they are not the most polished and the best. He's still capable of them, and which is a good thing because that means he's kind of rounding out his game. It's still a real dominant game, and he dominated the entire fight. So I don't know why everybody's so critical of Joe Rogan looking for something, because what's he gonna do? Like just suck off Khabib for 5 rounds? Just he's the best. Look at that. He's got to look for things to kind of criticize and just call attention to things that's happening. That's his job, man. He shouldn't have to apologize for our what is it? What's the sponsor now? Modelo? The Modelo fans.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because I didn't. You know what? I didn't have a problem with Joe Rogan's commentary in that fight. I don't know about you guys, but I had a problem with his commentary in the fucking Zabit Sharapova, whatever the fuck fight. He sucked the fuck out of that little Russian dick. I mean, hey, same. I'm on the little dude's dick too, but Jesus Christ, Joe, shut the fuck up. Who was he fighting?
Bochnia, Bochnia?
Yeah. Anytime homeboy did anything okay, it was like, yeah, that was okay, but Zabit.
I thought Bochnia came out looking better than Zabit.
I mean, he looked better than I fucking thought he was going to. I mean, I was on Zabit's dick too, but Jesus fucking Christ, Joe. That's the only thing I really felt like he was really biased in. I mean, I didn't think the Khabib fight was called all that bad. Like, to be bitching about it. Fucking crybabies.
What about the co-main event, man? Who? I picked Rose. We all picked Rose, right?
No, not me.
Oh, yeah, you picked JJ. That's right. What did you think of that fight, though?
I don't even remember who I picked. I tell you what. Fuck, Rose won that fight. It might have been kind of close, but the most hilarious thing about that whole event was the look on JJ's face after they read the fucking scorecards. She was genuinely shocked, which left me genuinely shocked that she was genuinely shocked.
Yeah.
Bro, you know you lost that goddamn fight. Stop it. Take that damn look off your mug.
I just love people, even like JJ fans who are hardcore, like, well, yeah, but there should have been a split. Should have happened like unanimous. Like, dude, an L's an L. Take it and go home. Like, that's it. Motherfucker.
Hey, what I thought about that was that she performed better than she did in that first fight.
Oh,
maybe it was a weight cut issue that she got knocked out easily, but it's still her Frankie Edgar, right?
Right.
Rose just has her number. Whether she was super compromised or whether she had a great camp, great weight cut, and she still didn't get it done. Like you're saying, Eddie, just take the L and let's move on. Yeah, so, Fred, what else? Yeah, what else stood out on that card? Because, like I said, I didn't get to watch any of the pay-per-view. I saw highlights of some things. I saw that the ending of that Zabit fight, which was just awesome to see. What was another highlight for you, Fred?
I don't know. I'm glad you're back, Eddie. I'm stoned. What's going on with the 223? What was big on the card there? There were so many fucking breakups of fights. I don't even really remember what happened. Who opened up the card? It was Zabit opened up the pay-per-view card, right?
Right. That was a great fight opening card.
What was the fucking finale on the prelims?
Oh, Karolina Kovacevic against Felice Herrig.
That was a fun fight. That was a fun fight. What else was on the main card then? We had 2 championship fights.
The one fight that was kind of what?
Wasn't Joe Lauzon on the main card as well, getting
that was sad as fuck. Okay, so he came out the first round, blazed out of his mind like the normal Joe Lauzon, and then halfway through the first round, he gasses hard.
Sure did.
The second round, I thought he was gonna come out again. He threw a couple punches hard, and then he gassed harder.
Yep.
And like you gotta hand it to his corner, throwing in the towel, man, because even they went up to him like, "Hey, Joe, we're gonna stop it." He goes, "Yeah, I know, it's okay." Like, damn.
Do you think his corner knew that maybe he only had about half a round in him, and they're just kind of letting him just kind of fight it out and then just decided? Or do you think that maybe they just know that it's time? It's time for Joe Lauzon to kind of.
If you don't fight, you don't get paid. We haven't seen Joe Lauzon fight in a while. So he showed up, get everything he had. He might have been injured. Maybe he's done. Who knows?
I might just be a burnout stoner, but I don't remember fucking Joe Lauzon gassing in fights.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I've never seen. You're absolutely right, though, Eddie. He did. It just seemed like he gassed out hard as fuck for no reason, kind of. Joe Lauzon's gas tank has never been one of his problems. He's got his fucking belt dinged a couple times, but he's fought more times than, goddamn it, Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport.
Right, and that's why my thought was that he came in injured. That's the only thing I could think of. You know
yeah, maybe he didn't train right because his gas tank definitely wasn't there, or he's just fucking, his heart ain't in it no more. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, I wish he would have won that fight and walked away, but now he might be walking away on that pretty shitty L. So right. That kind of sucks for him. The one fight that was just like everyone kind of like glossed over it because it wasn't that great was that Moicano fight, right?
Well,
yeah,
that's what I asked Fred before you jump back on. What was something that stood out to you in this card? Because I didn't get to watch it. I saw the highlights of what we basically already talked about. So what was a highlight for you, Eddie?
Shit, Rose, man. The way Rose is moving. We only saw her out there for a minute and change, or a couple minutes, whatever it was in the first round, and at 217, right? Now at this card, it's like her movement is so good, but it wasn't like super like it wasn't stiff. It was very fluid, right? Very loose movement. Like she would go in there, pop, and then very calmly get the fuck out before Joanna had a chance to return. That to me was like the highlight. That and Kyle Boschny like being a bad motherfucker. That was fun.
Zabit was probably the highlight, I guess, for me, other than like the main event. I mean, as far as like a prospect or something really fun on the card, he was Is Zabit and that little Irish fucking prick, O'Malley prick, are they in the same weight division?
Oh, that'd be awesome. I don't think so. I think O'Malley's a 135er, I think.
130. I am too good to be true. I knew it. They remind me a lot of each other. Obviously, one's Russian and one's whatever the fuck he is, Irish American or some shit. But little pricks remind me of each other with their fighting styles, kind of.
Right. No, that actually, if they fight each other, it'd be a fun ass fight.
Sure.
All right. Anything else in 223 there, Jesse?
No. I was just gonna ask how you guys, after digesting the card and everything, how you guys feel about the fights that fell off, and moving forward about what you think those fighters are gonna end up doing.
Oh man, I hated seeing not getting to see Paul Felder or Anthony Pettis. Honestly, that bummed me out a little bit.
Yeah, it sucks that we can't have them fight each other too, because that would be a fun fix. Just have those cats, because you could just redo the Ray Borg fight, right? Just rebook that.
Okay, I want to talk about that. They did rebook it for Chile, right? UFC Chile, and it was coming up pretty soon. Is that a little weird to you? That they're booking it that soon? It's not weird to me. And I did not think about this, and I was like, okay, they rebooked it. Makes sense. Rebook the fight. Fucking go get paid, right? And then a lot of people online were like, "Oh, look who's rebooking their fight pretty quick. I thought you had glass in your eye and shit." And I was just like, "Dude, you can clean that out." But what did you think of that? Are you like? Because I think it's stupid to even think that. I'm like, dude, you can get that fixed.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, the name of our show is Keyboard Warriors. Yeah. If anybody likes to poke fun or not take this shit seriously, it's us, man. Yeah. But at the end of the day, these fucking guys aren't scared. It's a little stupid. You know what I mean? Like, homeboy got some glass in his eye. Is he fucking blinded by it? Nah, man. It probably just blurred his vision. He's probably good now. Yeah. But that don't mean that he should have fought fucking with a blurry eye that Saturday night, you fucking douchebag ass fuck losers. Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, dude's not lying, man. He wants to get paid. So, you know what I mean? He couldn't fight that. If you can't fucking see, you can't fucking see. It is what it is. But if that shit'll be good a week later, yeah, that's unfortunate as fuck for that, that card that y'all missed. But at that point, it's like, yo, put me in, coach. The next available date y'all got. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's unfortunate, but the dude's not fucking lying. What is he, scared? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
let me ask you guys, have you guys ever had any kind of foreign objects in your eye?
Hey, Eddie, does cum count?
This fucking guy. I had actually you when you're like you go to Home Depot and stuff like that, and you can get like a splinter in your eye. I had that happen.
Okay.
I'm a fucking pussy, Jack. The only thing I got a little jizz in my eye from having dirty hands. You know what I'm saying? That shit burns a little.
Oh, Fred, according to your cohorts on your podcast, you probably had poop in your eye before.
Yo, yeah, no. Okay, real quick on that. The fucking you're talking about the hand drying thing, right?
You guys talking about the licking ass thing, man.
Oh no, it's worse than that. No, okay, sorry, I'm completely on something way different. I was listening to a podcast and these two guys were talking about how there's research that came out that if you use those hand dryers, like there's like fecal matter on your hands, like it's just flying everywhere. Then
that sounds. Is it the Dyson ones that they're probably talking about? Because I can see how that happens.
It's the ones that are kind of like a U-shaped.
Yeah,
you put your hands in there. Yeah, so I'm like, they don't have them in Arizona. At least I haven't seen them.
Tell you what, I'll never use one again from this point forward. Fuck it, I can't have damp hands.
Paper towels, fuck it.
I asked you guys that question because I've actually had fiberglass in my eye, and for the first like I don't know 6-7 hours. My eye just felt fine. It felt a little rough, like to kind of open and close it, but it was fine. So for everybody saying that, oh, well, how come he didn't feel it immediately? How come he didn't get, it took him a long time before. When it's particles of glass, sometimes it just kind of blends into your eye for a little bit, kind of does its damage, and then eventually it builds up. Because he had corneal abrasions is what he had, which a lot of people were afraid that could be worse. Like I said, I've had that before. It took a few hours. When I finally went to the doctor the next day, they just, put some drops in your eye, take everything out, and then, your eye is kind of blurry for a day or two. But they do scare you in telling you that if you damage your cornea or anything, too deeply, you're going to require surgery and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. So they scare you. So for him to now book a fight, I mean, like Eddie was saying, it's not a big deal, guys. Like we're saying, these guys want to fight. They're hungry. They need that paycheck. It's not that like anybody's looking for an easy payday.
Yep, 100%. All right. Let's talk about this weekend. UFC Glendale. I'll be in the house. I'm fucking pumped because it's actually a really good fucking card as long as everything stays together. We got a main event in the lightweight division, and this actually kind of ties to 223. You got Dustin Poirier against Justin Gaethje. Gaethje's coming off a loss to Eddie Alvarez. I think the first loss of his career, right? Yeah, we watched that fight together in fucking Fullerton at the B-Dubs. Yeah. Is Dustin Poirier coming off a loss too?
I mean, are they both coming off of losses to Eddie Alvarez, technically speaking?
I think has Poirier. Oh shit, let me find out. That's a good question.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Poirier might have had a fight in between then, though. I think he has. I think he's got a W in between there.
Dustin Poirier might have fought by now.
I think he has. I think he has, maybe.
All right. Well, regardless, that's a fucking
either way. Yeah, either way, it's a goddamn slobber knocker, as OJR would say. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a goddamn firefight. For me, that fight comes down to is Poirier going to be able to handle Gaethje's onslaught in the beginning? If he can, it's his fight to lose. Like I think we can all agree that Dustin Poirier is the better fighter, the more technical striker, but Justin Gaethje has got a fucking dynamite in his hands and the heart of the lion, and one of those type cute cocksuckers you can't never count out. Like he's going to keep coming, and he can fucking knock you out like with both hands in pretty much any round. He don't really gas either, which is another thing that's fucking scary. So, I like those type pricks. So, just since I kind of got to wrap it up here soon, so I'm going with Gaethje. I just think Gaethje's going to strike him early and get the early knockout.
All right, Dustin Poirier actually has a win in November. That he triangled Anthony Pettis. So yeah, he's got a win.
Oh,
so he's gonna have a win. All right, Jess, who are you picking in that one?
I'm going with Gaethje. I think that last loss just kind of did something to probably spark him to want to just to do a little bit better and be a little bit smarter. And I think we're gonna see that in this fight. So
I like Dustin Poirier in that one. All right, co-main event. Thank Jesus for Alex Rivera stepping in to take on Carlos Condit. Matt Brown got injured, so he's out of that fight. So I was bummed out that I wasn't gonna get to see Condit. Alex Rivera pops in. Carlos Condit against Alex Rivera. Fred, who are you picking?
I don't know, man. Fuck. I guess Condit. I want Condit to win. It's really hard to tell what we're gonna get out of that dude at this point, but you know, I fucking suck at this shit anyway, so I'm just gonna fucking pick with my heart. I'm going Carlos Condit, Jack.
Judging by his last fight, I can't pick Condit. I gotta go with Cowboy.
Yeah, I think Cowboy's gonna take him down. Unfortunately, that dude falls like anything. Stylebender's on his card, so I'm pumped about that. Taking on Marvin Vittori, two young guys. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fun. Michelle Waters against Courtney Case.
You got to go with Stylebender. Come on.
I do. I like Stylebender a lot, but Marvin Vittori's a bad motherfucker. But I'm going with Stylebender. I'm hoping by some crazy knockout I get to see in live. It's gonna be fucking nuts. The Michelle Waters against Courtney Casey. Tim Bosch against Antonio Carlos Jr., that Cara Zapato guy. Muslim Sahikov against Ricky Rainey. Wilson Heiss against John Moraga. That's a good fight. Christoph Jocko against Brad Tavares is a good fight. Gilbert Burns against Dan Murray. Shannon Dobson against Lauren Mueller. I've heard of her before. I forgot where. Diego Lima against Yushin Okami. Yushin Okami's in the UFC again? Yep. Holy shit.
I was shocked when you said Tim Boach.
Oh, no, Tim Boach. Tim Boach is the Barbarian's a bad motherfucker. He's just, unlucky. Arjun Buller against Adam Worker. Forget your last name, dog. Sorry. Matthew Lopez against Alejandro Perez. And then Luke Sanders against Patrick Williams, who hasn't fought in the UFC in fucking forever. So, all right. Anybody? Well, I know Jesse probably did. Fred, did you get to see Ronda at WrestleMania?
I did not. I seen the shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't order it, but I seen her. I get it. I get it. Yeah. She's good at the in-ring shit, and she sucks at the acting. Imagine that, right? She's a real fighter. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I was impressed at how good she looked. Even though a lot of people were kind of shit on her technique. I don't know a lot about wrestling technique. I'm not even to Jesse, but to me, she looked pretty solid. So, but what do you think about that, Jesse?
I saw just the highlights as the same. So yeah, it looked good, man. It looked like somebody that is learning on the fly, and for how long she may have been doing it, I mean, it looks pretty good, man. So
to me, she looked really happy. So that to me was like the biggest thing. She was smiling in there and shit. We haven't seen her smile since her first win in the UFC. So
and that interview that she gave afterwards, saying that she was happy about those losses in the UFC to bring her to WWE. So come on.
Yeah, hey, look, I feel like she's finally over it. Anyway, all right, boys. Jesse, do we have a question this week or no?
Of course, I asked you guys. So real quickly, I'm gonna ask you guys, give everybody an idea of what type of music you listen to, and the question is, what would we most be surprised to be in your playlist?
Oh shit!
Man. So music. The music fanatic, Fred first, because I always enjoy Fred's selection of music. So give it Fred of like the type of music you listen to.
I mean, I listen to everything, man, from jazz to hip hop to metal to rock. The only thing I really don't listen to at all is like country.
Yeah.
And I don't really have if I don't fuck with it, I really don't have a lot of shit on there. Like I got a lot of shit, but it wouldn't really be surprising. I don't know. I guess the only thing that might be surprising, man, would be what's the country prick's name? I played this song on the podcast. He curses a lot. Wheeler Walker Jr.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's funny though.
That's about it, man. It's country and it's on there. That might be surprising. Everything else is I mean, some people might not, might be surprised that I would have shit like Satyricon. Or like, God forbid, just like crazy like black metal. Because I post a lot of like R&B shit. I listen to a lot of like Weekend and rap, but I listen to a lot of like Cannibal Corpse and like really fucking hard metal too. So maybe something like that.
I'm like you, man. I listen to everything but country. I have no country on my phone. I was literally just
right. That's why I was trying to find something. There's none of that, Jack. So that's only surprising thing, really.
But a lot of people think that I'm like hip hop only and shit like that. I'm clearly not. Like. The weirdest thing, just scrolling down my iTunes, the weirdest one I found, Eagle Eye Cherry. Remember those guys? That guy, that whole "Stay the Night" and "Fight the Break of Dawn." That's like an old school song.
I'm not even hitting that one.
No, you need to listen to that. That's like old school from like high school and shit. But anyway, all right.
Okay, because I was thinking more like an artist that is in your playlist that you know, you listen to sometimes, or something that, you know, we would be surprised. I'll tell you this. I'm very much like hip hop, like Fred, rock, kind of like techno music. I'm a little bit more into the techno music. But something I really, really enjoy from time to time is Prince. And I also enjoy Amy Winehouse.
Winehouse is solid. Like if you're like chilling out and shit, that's good music to play in the background.
Fair enough. Yeah, they made bad picks. My shit would probably be like some Opeth or some Cannibal Corpse.
Oh,
like some fucking Morbid Angel, just something like really, really hard where you play it and everybody in the room gets uncomfortable. Like, what is this?
I used to have a Hatebreed song on my iTunes until until I saw him live, and everyone that was sitting there like, you know, jamming out to the music had like Nazi tattoos and shit. I'm like, okay, fuck that shit. I didn't know y'all were rocking that. Like,
it's for the record, I'm a big Hatebreed fan. Let me clear their name. We can't help it who comes to the goddamn shows.
Right.
It's not a Nazi filled band at all. But,
but
totally agree. Had that though. Ironically enough, for some reason, a lot of Nazis did get in that band.
They get super into it. It's fucking crazy because I went to a festival here. They were there. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, Hatebreed. And if you can imagine, like, you know, 3 white dudes and 2 Mexican guys, like, engulfed by Nazis, you're like, what the fuck is going on right now? Yeah, it was scary.
Okay, so real quickly then, since that was a floppy question, what is the best concert you've been to?
All right, quickly, because I do have to go now. Okay. Ozfest. It's been about 10 years. System of a Down headline. Ozzy was supposed to be there. He got sick, so System headlined, and it was before they got all gay and put out that weird double album. It was like right after Toxicity came out, and they fucking killed it. All
right. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Up in Smoke when I was a kid. My cousin worked security, and so I got to see Eminem, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Dre, in all their glory. It was the shit. I was high as fuck for the first time in my life, though. So that was interesting. But anyway, all right. That's gonna do it for us. Actually, no, Jesse, yours is quick.
Oh, well, Foo Fighters, and surprisingly enough, Serge Tankian of System of a Down opened for him, and he is badass. He played the piano, guitar. It was an awesome concert.
Serge is the shit, dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us tonight. You can follow Kirby at Kirby_MMA, Jesse at Spawad1983. I'm at Eli31. The pages at Keyboard MMA, and of course, RepTheWarriors.com. Get us some represent gear. SpicyPros.com. You guys are the shit. Shout out to everyone in the comments. There's too many of you to read right now, and I'm fucking tired. Just fucking, we gotta go. So, y'all are the fucking shit. We love you guys. Y'all have a good night. Andrea Calle, make sure you follow. Combate Estrellas 1 this weekend, Friday. Weigh-ins tomorrow. And if you're in California, dude, go watch some fucking fights, man. The tickets are not expensive. Just go. All right. That's gonna do it for us tonight. Appreciate you guys. Good night, and good night, Wilshire.